The highest office in the land is often perceived as the embodiment of morality, justice, and the embodiment of a nation's values. But what happens when the individuals we elevate to such heights have connections to the underworld? In this series, we delve into the stories of 6 historical leaders whose ties to the underworld may surprise you. Slobodan Milosevic, Yugoslavia. Slobodan Milosevic, the former president of Serbia and Yugoslavia, remains a controversial figure in the annals of history. While renowned for his role in the Balkan Wars of the 1990s and the subsequent collapse of Yugoslavia, less explored is his association with the world of organized crime. Under Milosevic's regime, Serbia witnessed a surge in illicit activities, primarily smuggling, sanctions busting, and money laundering. The lines between the state and the underworld blurred, with the Mafia operating with near impunity, often under state protection. This symbiotic relationship was crucial for Milosevic. On one hand, it ensured a steady flow of resources, crucial during international sanctions, and on the other, it created a powerful tool of coercion and control, maintaining its grip on power. Several notorious criminals and parliamentary leaders like Željko Ražnatović, famously known as Arkan, were believed to have close ties with Milosevic's regime. These figures not only facilitated organized crime, but also participated in ethnic cleansing and other war crimes. Manuel Noriega, Panama. Manuel Noriega, once the military dictator of Panama, is infamous not only for his authoritarian rule, but also for his intricate connections with the world of organized crime. Ascending the ranks of the Panamanian Defense Forces, Noriega capitalized on Panama's strategic geography to immerse himself in illicit activities. Noriega's involvement spanned a spectrum, from allowing Panama to become a conduit for Colombian drug cartels to facilitating money laundering via the nation's banking system. At the height of his power, he was allegedly on the payroll of both the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency and the Medellin drug cartel, epitomizing the duality of his alliances. The U.S., once an ally, eventually turned against him. By the late 1980s, evidence of his criminal undertakings became impossible to ignore. The culmination was the 1989 U.S. invasion of Panama, codenamed Operation Just Cause, which sought to depose Noriega. In a twist of irony, the strongman was extradited to the U.S. and convicted on drug trafficking, racketeering, and money laundering charges in 1992. Boris Yeltsin, Russia. Boris Yeltsin, the first president of post-Soviet Russia, presided over one of the most tumultuous periods in the nation's history. The 1990s, colloquially known as the Wild East era, witnessed the meteoric rise of the Russian Mafia. While Yeltsin himself wasn't directly involved in organized crime, the environment under his leadership provided fertile ground for criminal syndicates to flourish. Following the collapse of the Soviet Union, Russia embarked on rapid economic reforms. The hasty privatization of state assets, coupled with weak regulatory mechanisms, made it easy for criminals and corrupt bureaucrats to acquire vast wealth. In the power vacuum left by a disintegrating Soviet system, organized crime rings gained influence, often colluding with officials and oligarchs. Yeltsin's administration, although advocating for a free market and democracy, struggled to maintain law and order. Bribery, racketeering, and violent power struggles became commonplace. The Kremlin, though possibly unintentional, allowed the Mafia's influence to permeate various sectors, from natural resources to banking. Omar al-Bashir, Sudan. Omar al-Bashir, the long-serving president of Sudan, is a figure synonymous with authoritarianism and human rights abuses. Beyond the well-documented atrocities in regions like Darfur, al-Bashir's regime exhibited a broader pattern of criminal behavior, both within Sudan and on the international stage. Under al-Bashir's leadership, Sudan became a nexus for various illicit activities. Arms smuggling, human trafficking, and the illegal trade of resources, especially gold, flourished. His regime, often through state-sanctioned militias, utilized the proceeds from these activities to fund and perpetuate conflicts. Internationally, al-Bashir cultivated ties with rogue states and extremist groups. Reports suggest his regime provided safe havens and logistical support to various terrorist organizations, drawing the ire of Western powers. Carlos Salinas Gortari, Mexico. Carlos Salinas Gortari, the 53rd president of Mexico, ruled during a period 1988 to 1994 when the drug trade was intensifying in the region. While his administration spearheaded significant economic reforms, Salinas' tenure is also marred by allegations and suspicions regarding ties to organized crime, particularly drug cartels. Under Salinas' leadership, Mexico witnessed a surge in the power and reach of the drug cartels. While direct evidence of Salinas' involvement with cartels remains tenuous, critics argue that his administration turned a blind eye to their activities, allowing them to grow exponentially. The controversial arrest and rapid release of drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman in 1993 further fueled these speculations. Furthermore, Raul Salinas, Carlos' elder brother, was arrested post-Carlos presidency on charges of illicit enrichment, and rumors swirled about his possible connections to drug traffickers. This familial link intensified suspicions regarding the Salinas administration's involvement with cartels. Hernandez Juan Orlando, Honduras. Juan Orlando Hernandez, the president of Honduras from 2014 to 2022, has faced serious allegations regarding connections to drug trafficking and organized crime. While Hernandez has continuously denied any wrongdoing, U.S. prosecutors and court testimonies have linked him to illicit activities. The nexus of these allegations revolves around Hernandez's purported acceptance of millions in campaign donations from drug traffickers. In return, it's alleged that his administration provided protection to drug lords, enabling them to move narcotics into the United States without hindrance. Key among the accusers is his brother, Tony Hernandez, who was convicted in 2019 by a U.S. court on drug trafficking charges. During the trial, testimony alleged that Juan Orlando Hernandez had been a beneficiary of the drug proceeds. Additionally, various drug traffickers testified they'd bribed or collaborated with Hernandez and his associates. Greed and power can be dangerous forces, yet justice invariably triumphs in the end. History has always presented us with such greedy leaders. Can you think of any such figures? Share your thoughts in the comments below.